Poverty comes as a result of a mindset which has not been transformed or renewed. Increase, wealth, and success comes as a result of you consistently and constantly making changes and improvement into the positive direction. And it all starts with what information you conceive and put into action. That is why if you find someone who consistently comes across information that has the capacity to help them and they refuse to take on that information, understand it, process it, and put it into action, you will realize that in the next 5-10 years, they will still remain in that state of being poor or living in lack. That is one of the reasons why Jesus said the poor will always be with you, because he knows that there are people who will not want to come to terms to the truth of that information that is being passed on to them, which has the capacity to transform their lives. Most of the time when you hear people referring to the poor, you will hear them insinuating that it's because they don't have money or access to resources. No, the main reason why they are in that state is because there is something which they need to know and apply, which they have either not yet known or have refused to apply it or put it into practice. This is one of the reasons why you can see a physically disabled person doing well, wealthy, succeeding and thriving in something which they are doing, while you will still see someone who is physically able, strong, in a state of lack or poverty. Why? Because it doesn't depend entirely on your physical ability. No, it's most importantly about what you have in your mind, what ideas, what information you have, which you are putting into practice. That disabled person has come to realize, come to know of a certain information which they are putting into practice, and is giving them that upper hand to thrive and succeed, while someone who is physically able is still sitting there not knowing or not wanting to apply what they need to. So each time you describe yourself as poor or describing someone else as poor, you're indirectly saying that there is something which that person does not yet know, which they need to know and put into practice, or there is something which they know but have refused to put into practice. Now, if you read the book of 2 Kings chapter 4 verse 1, you will hear of a widow who was the wife of a prophet, a man of God who was son of a prophet, who died in debt until the creditors came to take away her sons in the place of the debt. This woman had to go and cry to Prophet Elisha, and Prophet Elisha gave her some instructions on what to do. And if you continue reading, you will see that she applied it, and she was able to raise enough money to pay off the debt and still have some for herself. Now, what was the difference between this woman and her husband who died in debt? Something which this woman knew, which the husband didn't know, or maybe the husband knew but didn't want to put it into practice. This woman knew that man of God, Prophet Elisha, whom she is seeing, knows something which he needs to release to her for her to use and thrive and succeed and become wealthy. She actually went ahead and cried unto the man of God. Now, if she knew that information and she didn't go ahead and do it, she would still remain in debt and maybe would have lost her sons. So that is the difference between this woman and her husband. One died poor while the other died blessed. So that is the difference you see today between the people you describe or call rich and the people you describe or call poor. The difference is just what they've known and they are putting into practice, and which the other people do not know or are not yet putting into practice.